You're watching Drake Wing Gaming. Enjoy the video.
Hey guys and gals, Never here from Drake Wing Gaming, stepping on tour to the Gaming Drag. Today I'm coming back at you with a Let's Play episode of Devil's Gambit. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump right back into it, shall we? Alarm, Sandy, we're up, and let's go! She nods and trots off, though not so carelessly as to not watch her step. Even Renai's natives can find the woods to be as treacherous as I do, it seems. What did you think? Of the party? It was great. Had no idea we were friends even with a lion. Looks like you've still had your fair share of adventures in my absence. What was that you helped Ricardo with, if you don't mind me asking? It's a rather long story. Teresa will get angry if I hold you for that long, but I can tell you one of these nights. Are you not coming to the tavern tonight? I think I'll go home after this. I wasn't expecting to feel so tired. All around, there is life. The ringing crickets, the chirps of bats flying just above our heads, hooting owls, and so much more. For a moment, that's all there is between us, as I search for the words I want to say. But before I'm ready, Cadgan breaks the silence. Did you mean what you said earlier? Even now that you know the risk we're all in, you still want to stay in Renai? He has this shortness of breath again, but he ignores it. This danger is very real, Hector. The Duke is pestering a slumbering beast that could wipe us out with a yawn. And you know far too much. If the Inquisition is made aware of it, you'll be under extreme danger. You can leave. You already earned a very respectable amount from the Duke. I'm sure this trip was a profitable one. He sighs. And I won't be mad if you do. He's right, Hector. No matter how you cut it, this could get ugly, and there's nothing you can do to change it. Why put yourself at risk like this? Oblon needs you, and you won't be of use if you're dead or worse. Cadgan is trying to protect you. But I can't leave. I can't abandon Cadgan when he needs me the most. And even if I wanted, I can't. Can I even leave Ransky behind? He and I made a deal. Don't be like that. There must be a way to get out of it. You need only find it. If not in dusty old tomes, maybe he could be convinced. He hasn't been particularly controlling, has he? Even then, there's Renai. Oblon is important to me, but so is this place. And I didn't become a doctor to stand on the sidelines and watch people die. No matter how this ends, I can't go back home now. I'm not leaving Cadgan. End of story. His breathing calms down. He looks down, and for a moment I see his face in the dark. There's a hint of that peace, or perhaps exhaustion, that took over him earlier today. But I don't know if he's smiling or not. Fate willed it, I suppose. We did not choose this world, but it's the one we have. Where'd you get that courage? You aren't sounding like yourself. A smile does come out now. The tension in the air dissipates. Maybe your bravery rubbed off on me. Or maybe I'm just afraid of what Teresa will do if I bail. Guess you'll have to deal with me being around here for a while. Sorry to disappoint. It's alright. I've given up on trying to understand what fate wants from us. I'll just live one day at a time. And I suppose protecting this unruly badger from powers beyond his comprehension will be just another one of my daily tasks. Cadgan shifts his feet around, and though it's almost imperceptible, I know he's just an inch closer. And that distance, how the gap burns. I want it to end, and yet my heart beats like never before, and I wish this moment could last forever. Please, I managed to befriend you when we were children. I think I'm rather capable of handling the unknown. You got lucky. Maybe I did. I was wondering, do you remember the first time we snuck out of the mansion at night? Of course. I showed you the secret passage behind the portrait. We went out to the river. The moon shone so brightly we don't even need a mat, need a lamp. I can't help but smile as I try to word the next part. Right. I don't know what you thought of that moment, but for me it was truly special. Every moment with you was. All these years I've been trying to carry on with my life, thinking of the past as little as possible. But the time with you, that I could never forget. I gathered the courage to look into his eyes, then I noticed in their glint that he's looking somewhere far away, somewhere familiar for both of us. I still remember when I drank from the river and the look on your face, almost as if you had seen a ghost. Then you held me. It was so sudden. Slowly he takes my hands, and pulling me closer, places them around his waist. He huffs, a difficult mix of emotions in his voice. I'm so much taller than you now, but this is as close as it gets. I don't mind it, you being tall. He finally returns my embrace. I close my eyes as I sink into the darkness behind my eyelids. I can hear the stars flowing past us. I see. I wish I could have put what I felt back then into words. Or at least If you... I pulled back just enough to meet his gaze. Cadgan knows, and closing his eyes, comes closer to me. Our noses touch first, and then our lips. Neither of us dare to take it further, as though afraid we'll scare the other away. Then the memory of what I didn't do, what I lacked that night, comes back one more time, pushing me to part my lips. That's enough to give Cadgan the courage to do the same. It's such a fragile, shy kiss. The slightest of interruptions could shatter this moment forever, and yet, against all odds, it lasts for an eternity, just as it was meant to be. It's almost strange to finally open my eyes and see Cadgan's face grow distant, even if it's just a little, as though I had just woken up from a very, very long dream. We remain locked into each other's eyes until we go for another, and then another. Each kiss lasts an eternity longer than the last. Each has a little more passion behind it. Cadgan remains shy, scared of letting the flame flickering within turn into a bonfire, but he never rejects me or pushes me away. But then, the inevitable finally happens, and we hear Teresa calling out to me. I clench up as though thunder had just struck right next to me. Oh, I guess I better not keep her waiting longer. I guess so. See you later, Hector. See you later. Such a fragile-looking thing he has become, that Hector. Each step he takes away from me seems to hurt him like a new heartbreak. His usually fearful gaze has yet another fear added on top. One of me disappointing the moment I'm out of his sight. But Teresa's distant voice urges him. After waving him goodbye, he steels himself enough to turn away and disappear between the trees, though not before giving Mom and Dad a glance. He's so fragile that the wrong word could shatter him to pieces, and he's gotten so brave. Braver than me, at least. I place a hand on my chest, taking a deep breath. Or trying to, at least. It ends up much shallower than I'd like. I know, there's nothing I want more than running after him, but there'll be time for that soon enough. I need to help Eirnin now. You're back, son! Yeah, this is from Cadgan's perspective. You're back, son. I shall lift the table from this end shall I lift the table from this end and you from that one? I can handle it. He's about to protest but falls silent when I grab the table and lift it effortlessly. It's a bit uncomfortable at first, but that ceases to be an issue after adjusting my grip a little. Alright, could you just open the door to the shack? Of course. Of course. There we go. Do you want to leave the beer in the shrine, or should I move it here too? It's fine in the shrine. Fine in the shrine. He's got that look again, like his age, and all his fury has caught up with him. Teresa's right. He's been getting over his curse as of late, but that's not because the anger and spite are gone. Rather, they've burned out, to the point all that's left are ashes hanging on to what little heat is left in them. And yet hang on they do. That's not all. I sometimes forget how big you've gotten. It sounds silly, but it's true. I just can't get it out of my head how small you were when I first held you. You wouldn't stop trying to kick me in the chin. You always preferred your mother's touch. I hope I didn't offend you, Dad. Nah, this barren chest of mine was to blame. You just had a healthy appetite. Nothing you could do about that. He cackles, probably thinking of the lost right that would in fact have helped him address that issue, and then looks around. His gaze sets in the direction of the river. I think I'll head to the river to clean the dishes. Do you need any help with that? Nah, besides, I could use the chance to take a bath. It's long overdue. Then I'll stay a bit longer to watch over the shrine while you're gone. You don't need to. Nobody comes here anyway. Well, watching over the shrine is just an excuse. One day I'll stop making excuses when I don't need to. I actually would like to relax before going home. Ah, I see. Very well then. I'll grab what I need and set off. With the shrine all for myself, I simply lay down on the stone floor, all 4 limbs splayed out. Never fails to cool me down. What do I have to do tomorrow? There's not much wood to deliver, not until fall arrives at least. The Duke might restart his expedition soon, but for now, things are calm. Still, it might be good to at least survey the path to the valley's threshold soon, to see if anything unusual has crawled out of it. Hector will want to hang out tomorrow. Perhaps it'd be better to push the surveying closer to the expedition. Suddenly, I remember. Right, the Hector statue. I get up and walk up to the shelves, eyes on the small wooden badger waiting for a hug. My hands ache at the memory of me behind the shed, trying and failing to carve a slab of wood into his shape. Eventually, it became too much of a mess and I started crying. Eirnin found me then. He was befuddled as to why the statue was so different, so special that I'd carve it myself rather than ask him for help. Normally, I'd return him to his usual spot, but the moment that thought crosses my mind, I realize it doesn't sit right with me. I'm not waiting for him anymore, and neither is he for me. What should I do with this little guy, then? Didn't I tell you everything would be all right? Oh, interesting. I stop at the sound of that cocky voice. Lowering my hand, I close my eyes. You only think one day ahead, but I can see what's coming and what will be left after all the pieces come together. We are playing a dangerous game. You worry too much. It'll be fine. Now, Cadgan, what shall we do next? Act 2, Chapter 6, Born of Blood. What is in the journal? Jesus. Okay. A mischievous wolfess and an old friend of Cadgan's. Together they terrorize the town during their youth. She scares me, but in a good way. She has a husband and 3 children and works on a farm. Ricardo. A lion, a praiser of magical artifacts, and one of Manol's closer servants. Despite this, he's amicable towards pretty much everyone and is even friends with Cadgan. They seem a bit more like business partners, though. Fair. Let's not talk about him. Magic. Let's see what we got. Viper. A species of snake from the Eye Valley. What's unusual about these creatures is their venom, which attacks either the nerves or the flesh layer. I did some more reading on these little guys, hoping to understand how their bite could have such drastically different effects. It's difficult for me to say how much of this is true, so I'll summarize what I read with the facts as they were presented to me. Around 40 years ago, a wolf named Liam kept 2 female dusk vipers as pets, Nini and Baba, he called them. Liam kept them together in an enclosure, though every day he would let them out and take them to the town square to perform a show where he made his pets perform tricks. He even let the braver members of the audience pet them. Apparently they were rather well trained. However, one day Baba bit a woman, who then suffocated as the venom drowned out her nerves. The townspeople decided the snakes needed to be dealt with, and headed to Liam's home only to find the wolf dead, with his flesh melted off his body. Baba was outside the enclosure. After killing both dust vipers, a wolf checked the enclosure more closely and discovered that at least one of them had laid eggs. Oh, goodness. Renai runes. As one would expect, Renai has some runes and sigils that are unique to it. It seems Rankai's name is taken from the rune that represents Renai itself, actually. The same one he wears as his buckle. Besides representing the town, it can refer to the eyelid when read as Renai. When read as Ranskai, it can mean to protect or conceal something. Considering that runes aren't only part of the woven language but also of their magic, I can't help but wonder if there's a practical reason for this. Is it part of a spell? Or perhaps he sees himself as a spell, hence him taking the name. Then there are the 2 planets, or the 2 bodies of water. It's the rune the Finbar engraves in everybody's buckles. Its meaning has been lost to time, but apparently it's everywhere deeper in the valley. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and pause it right there. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and check out our Patreon or YouTube memberships if you can. It always helps. Anyway, I love you all, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye!